Brazil's chief prosecutor Rodrigo Janot is seeking permission to have top politicians from the governing PMDB party arrested, Brazilian media say. The politicians he wants held are Brazil's ex-president Jose Sarney, Senate Speaker Renan Calheiros, ex-lower house Speaker Eduardo Cunha and PMDB leader Romero Juca. The four are suspected of obstructing a massive corruption investigation. A Supreme Court judge will now have to decide whether to act on the request. All except Jose Sarney are currently members of Congress, and as such any judicial action against them has to first be approved by the Supreme Court. The four deny wrongdoing. Leaked tapes. They are alleged to have obstructed Operation Car Wash, the investigation into a massive corruption scandal at state-owned oil company Petrobras. The request to have them arrested comes after telephone conversations taped by former Senator Sergio Machado were leaked to the press. Mr. Machado, who used to run a Petrobras-owned logistics company, made the recordings as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. The investigation has led to dozens of politicians and business executives being accused of paying or receiving kickbacks. In the recordings, Mr. Calheiros, Mr. Sarney, and Mr. Juca can be heard allegedly discussing ways to derail Operation Car Wash. They have said that their remarks were taken out of context and deny obstructing the investigation. Political fallout. The leaked recordings cost Mr. Juca his post as planning minister. Earlier, Mr. Cunha was removed by the Supreme Court from his post as lower house speaker for allegedly obstructing justice. Prosecutors now want him arrested because they allege that he continued to try to hinder investigations even after his removal from office. According to Brazilian media, Mr. Janot also requested that Mr. Calheiros be suspended as Senate Speaker. The post is a key one as the Senate prepares to conduct an impeachment trial against Dilma Rousseff, who was suspended from the presidency last month over allegations of manipulating government accounts. If Mr. Calheiros were to be suspended, Senator Jorge Viana would take over as Senate Speaker. Mr. Viana is a member of the Workers' Party and an ally of Ms. Rousseff. Coup attempt. Ms. Rousseff argues that the impeachment proceedings are an attempt by top members of the PMDB party to oust her from office. According to Ms. Rousseff, PMDB politicians wanted her gone so they could take over power and stop Operation Car Wash. After her suspension on May 12, Vice President Michel Temer of the PMDB became acting president and appointed a new cabinet. Within weeks of him assuming office, he had lost two of his cabinet members, Anti-Corruption Minister Fabiano Silveira and Mr. Juca, to allegations of obstructing Operation Car Wash. If Mr. Janot's request is granted, it would be a heavy blow to interim President Michel Temer.